A very good afternoon and warm welcome to you all once again for the Atal sponsored faculty development program on the advances in micro machining processes. Uh, Organized by Bundelkhand Institute of Engineering and Technology, Jhansi, Uttar Pradesh. We have with us Dr. Manas Das sir, who is currently an associate professor in the Department of Mechanical Engineering, Indian Institute of Technology since 2012. He received his bachelor's degree from Production Engineering Department, Jadavpur University, master's and PhD degree from Mechanical Engineering Department, IIT Kanpur. His research areas mainly included advanced finishing and nano finishing processes, magneto-rheological finishing processes, that is MRF processes, advanced machining processes and micro machining processes. And he has published more than 44 papers in reputed international journals, published more than 45 conference papers, and namely he has got 4 patents. He has also written 18 book chapters and 1 book in the area of surface finishing itself. 4 research scholars have received degree under his supervision. Presently, he is supervising around 10 PhD students in the broad area of manufacturing. We welcome you, sir, once again for this, an online Google Meet for our workshop. Thank you, sir, for joining us, taking your time, valuable time, and joining us on this program. Welcome you, sir. Please take over, sir.
Okay. Thank you, Professor Pandey and his colleagues.
Sir, you're not audible.
Hello. Is it audible now?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Professor Pandey and his colleagues, Mechanical Engineering Department of Bundelkhand Institute of Engineering and Technology, Jhansi, for giving me opportunity for this short-term course. So I welcome all the faculty members and all the participants and PG students and research scholars who are present for this faculty development program. So today I am going to talk about on nano finishing process, mostly using magneto-rheological finishing, and whatever we are doing in our lab for a few years, those things also few things we shall discuss at the end. So can I share my slide now?
Yes, sir, sure.
Is it visible?
Yes, sir.
So it is visible. So slides are moving now.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I'm going to start talk on nano finishing of prosthetic implants, and at the end, actually, basically, I shall discuss about these implants, and before that, I shall discuss about what are the different setup, experimental setup, custom experimental setup those we have developed in our department. So that we shall discuss, and we shall discuss about the different finishing techniques. So this is my actually content of my presentation. So I shall discuss about the synthesis of MR fluid. So this magneto-rheological polishing fluid, it is a smart polishing fluid, and we have actually developed or synthesized that smart MR polishing fluid in our lab, and we did not purchase. Only that components of that fluid actually we purchased from outside. And few experimental setup actually we have developed. Those are actually magneto-rheological abyss flow finishing experimental setup and MRF experimental setup. All are actually magnetic field assisted finishing experimental setup using MR polishing fluid. And at the end, I shall discuss about the finishing of femoral knee implant or prosthetic knee implant, and some tribological analysis also we shall discuss. Now, first we have to understand why we shall go for this nano finishing process and advanced finishing process. We know there are few conventional finishing process like grinding, honing, lapping processes are there, which are used for a long time. But if you see that grinding wheel, whatever these abrasive particles are there in that grinding wheel, they move or they rotate with a fixed path. And suppose if there is a complex freeform surface, Freeform surface means that surfaces which cannot be represented by any analytical equation. So to represent them, you need to have a polynomial equations. Now these complex freeform surfaces, there are many polynomial surfaces are there. Those surfaces are stitched together to make a complete surface. Now this kind of complex polynomial surfaces or freeform surfaces, it is very difficult to polish because grinding wheel cannot accommodate into the surface. And also these abrasive particles which are actually bonded into that bonding agent in grinding wheel. So these abrasive particles has a certain fixed path. So any complex surface for polishing, it is very difficult by grinding process. So we can have actually form grinding tool, but form grinding tool, it is somehow actually, it is for actually very easy surfaces where actually too much complexity is not there. Okay. Now honing stick is there. Honing process, it uses a honing stick. It rotates as well as it reciprocates. Mostly it is used for polishing of engine cylinder. Okay, but for any complex surfaces, it is very difficult to use. And other processes like lapping process. Okay, so in lapping process, somehow actually complex freeform surface we can polish. So there is a polyethylene cloth. On that polyethylene cloth, we sprinkle some loose abrasive particles, and that cloth, it is moved on the surfaces mostly in a 8 number fashion. Okay, so on the surface of the workpieces. So a technical person who is moving that cloth over the surface and do the polishing action, and somehow actually robotic arm also can be used. But for complex freeform surface, we shall show in the next slide, their surface structure is different actually. And if you want to get or achieve uniform surface finish over the surface, in that case, that lapping process, which is done by a technical person, is very, very difficult. Okay, so and what happens actually, that person when he leaves or retires from that company, then that company faces lots of problems. So we need to have a process which is compatible, which uses a fluid, polishing fluid, which is compliant, which can make compliant lap on the surface of the workpiece. Okay, so we need a polishing media which can make a compliant lap on the surfaces of the workpiece, and also we need to control the finishing forces externally. Okay, so and also we need a automatic finishing process. So precise control of finishing process, a requirement of nanometer level surface finish, and polishing of complex geometrical shapes. So these are the requirement for this present days finishing processes. Also, present days, what about this? Most of the materials which are used in aerospace and space technologies, okay, so they are high strength temperature resistant material. Polishing of these kind of hard materials also very, very difficult. Now, these are the few components which are having complex freeform surfaces. So first one, you can see it is a investment cast milled parts. Okay, so so this is mostly, it is actually casted parts. So after casting this surface, mostly this is similar to this aerofoil surface, it has to be polished. Okay, now this aerofoil structure, you can see here, this is unfinished one, and then after that this is polished one. Okay, so these surfaces polishing by any conventional finishing process is difficult. So abrasive flow finishing or magnetoreological finishing, these are the processes where complex freeform surfaces can be polished. Here, polishing media can move over the surface of the workpiece and do the polishing action. So this is the initial component of this cast aluminum automotive turbo component. Okay, so these surfaces actually has to be polished. You can see here, after polishing, it has become mirror finish surface. And then this kind of bent tubes and this kind of surgical equipments which are used in medical industries. Okay. So now if you consider these bent tubes here, at the internal surface of this bent tube, if debris particles are there, okay, and some kind of wear out particles are there, then it will mix over the gases or fluids which are passing over the bent tube. Okay, and over time it will corrode again, and it will further increase the more debris particles there, and it will make corrosion, and it will make low quality gases which is passing through the bent tube. Okay, so this kind of surgical equipments, and then this is the automotive gear. Okay, so here you can see this actually spar gear. This surface actually it is a involute surface of this spar gear, and these surfaces, these teeth are actually matching for actually torque transfer. Now, if this involute surface there are pits are there, it is actually uneven surfaces are there, and some kind of bars are actually generated. If it is there over there, then these teeth actually cannot match together, and then there is a lots of transmission error will be there. Now, if you consider these small miniature gears which are used in Swiss watches, where you can see there so many small gears are there. Okay, so these small gears actually it cannot be manufactured by gear hubbing process. So you can use actually wire radian process for manufacturing this kind of small gears. Okay, so in all the gears actually, if you see, if it is made by this wire radian process, there are lots of recast layers are generated. So this recast layer are nothing but in radian process. It is a in a localized area, huge amount of heat is generated, and that heat actually melts and vaporizes the material in a localized area. Now, sometimes actually what happens because of this lower removal of this actually bars, so dielectric system actually flow system is not good, and in that case actually whatever this molten material is redeposit over the surface. Okay, so so this redeposited material it is called actually recast layer. So these are actually brittle material which has to be removed by some polishing process before they are using. Okay, now this kind of hard valves you can see, and this kind of automotive components here is big tube is there, and at the surface of this tube this kind of small holes are there. Now this is the exhaust manifold. Here you can see two pipes are actually welded together. At the welded point, welded joint, where there is a fusion zone is there. In that zone, there is a brittle kind of material actually which is actually generated and which has to be removed from there itself. Now, unless you make this joint here, it is smooth, then it is very difficult to use this kind of pipes for smooth movement of the fluid. Okay, now this is the nozzle here. In this pressure nozzle, you can see this is a small pipe, means small holes actually it is made. Here also there is a small entry of this hole. Okay, for entry of this fluid. Okay, so at this point, at this junction point, if it is not polished properly, then there is a smooth movement of this gases or fluids. Actually, it is not possible. Okay, so that's why there is a need of advanced finishing process for these applications. Now there is another application here. You can see this is the knee joint. Okay, so what happens actually over age, this fluid actually, this body fluid actually becomes dry, and also what happens actually, this portion has to be removed in that case, because this tibial portion of our knee implant, it is touching to the this femoral portion, it is touching to the tibial portion of this knee. Okay, and in between there is a pad is there, polyethylene pad. Basically it is a high molecular weight polyethylene pad, in between this femoral implant and this tibial implant. So this pad is there. So this portion of this actually knee implant or femoral implant, every time it is touching to this actually polyethylene pad. Okay. So if it is not polished up to the nanometer level, okay, so there will be small peaks will be there, and small debris will be generated in between due to the friction between this femoral component and this polyethylene component, and these debris will mix, and it will mix with our body fluid system and blood system. Okay. Now these debris particles also, it will start making three body abrasion. Okay, initially two body abrasion, and then after that it will make a three body abrasion, and further it will generate more debris particles there. Okay, so patient who is actually wearing this femoral knee implant, who is operated with this femoral knee implant, he has to he will face actually lots of pain because of this formation of this kind of debris particles. So to make it actually for a long lasting, for working for a long years, so this femoral component has to be polished very smoothly up to the nanometer level as per ISO standard. So these are the few requirements of this advanced finishing process where it is utilized. Now I shall discuss actually a few advanced finishing processes like abrasive flow finishing, magnetorheological finishing, and few magnetic field assisted finishing processes. Like in abrasive flow finishing process, all of you know there are two pistons are there. This is the top piston, this is the bottom piston. In between these two pistons, actually there is a magnetorheological polishing fluid is there. Now this polishing fluid, here actually this AFM media is there, which is actually viscoelastic polymeric media, which is placed in between this top and bottom piston here. Okay, so this viscoelastic polymeric media, it is mixed with these abrasive particles. So Extrude Hone is the company in USA who actually manufacture this viscoelastic polymeric media. The beauty of this media is that if you hold this media in your hand, immediately it will take the shape of your hand. Okay, so this means that this media can take or can make a compliant lap of the surface where you need the polishing. So immediately it can make the compliant lamp of the surface where you need the polishing action. So what you have to do, you have to mix with this viscoelastic polymeric media along with these abrasive particles, and you have to make a polishing media here, AFM media, and you have to pass the media over which you need the finishing action. So here in this zone, you can see here, this is a cylindrical workpiece over there. That internal surface of the cylindrical workpiece needs to be polished. Okay, so what you have to do, these pistons, those are actually simultaneously, they can give synchronous motion. Synchronous motion means when this top piston is moving downward, this bottom piston also it is moving downward direction. When the bottom piston is moving upward direction, then top piston also it is moving upward direction. So this kind of reciprocating motions are there. So while doing this kind of reciprocating motion, this media will flow the surfaces where you need the finishing action. Okay. So so this process actually, it is a very versatile process. It can polish any kind of workpieces, whether it is internal, whether it is external. Any complex freeform surface can be polished by this process. But only limitation of this process is that this media is actually very costly. This rheological media is very costly. 1 kg of this media, which is mixed with actually diamond abrasive particles, it costs around 5 to 6 lakhs. So, and also another limitation is that this media, same media cannot be used for polishing different types of materials or a different hardness of materials. Like if you need to polish brass material and if you need to polish titanium workpiece material, you need two different types of media. So for brass, you need a soft media, and for titanium, you need a very hard media. So also, so this means actually this rheological properties of this media cannot be changed during finishing action. So this means there is no external control of the rheology of this media. Okay, so there is no external control. So although this process is very versatile, because of this media here, polishing media here, this process has limited uses in industries, because this media is actually very costly, and they have a patent over their media, so it is not available online. Okay, so another process is that which is called magnetorheological finishing process, which is developed by Center for Optics Manufacturer in Rochester, USA. They developed this magnetorheological finishing process. They are working for 20-30 years. Now they have actually commercial machines are available, which is called actually QD Technologies. They have transferred their technology to a company named as QD Technologies. They have actually different machines available, and these machines are actually mostly only used actually for polishing lenses, mirrors, okay, high precision lenses and high precision mirrors made of glass, quartz, of this kind of brittle material. Okay, so this is the only process. Magnetorheological finishing is the only process for finishing of this kind of brittle material. So our defense industries actually also BRC, DRDO, they are actually trying to purchase this magnetorheological finishing experimental setup equipment from them. But as it is used for actually defense purpose, like in lenses used in actually missiles, so they are not selling to us. So not a single machine is available in India. Okay, so it works on the basis of a magnetorheological polishing fluid. Okay, so this MR fluid is there are ferromagnetic particles are there, so which are called actually carbonate iron particles. So next slide I can show you. So it consists of actually this kind of ferromagnetic particles, which is called actually carbonate iron particles. Okay, and you are making this one as a actually polishing media, so that's why you are mixing abrasive particles there. So these abrasive particles may be silicon carbide, boron carbide, diamond, depending on what kind of materials you are using. So you can choose your abrasive particles. Okay, so depending on hardness of this workpiece material, higher hardness of the abrasive particles you have to use. So silicon carbide, alumina is the lowest one, silicon carbide, then boron carbide, and abrasive diamond abrasive is the highest available ceramic abrasive particles. Okay, so what happens actually, these iron particles, ferromagnetic iron particles, these are actually 99.99% pure iron particles. These are soft iron particles. So these iron particles does not take part into the material removal. Only these abrasive particles which are mixed with these actually iron particles, they take part into the material removal. Now for preparing this media, MR polishing fluid, there should be a base media. Base media means you have to mix these abrasive particles and iron particles into a base media. So when you are polishing for these lenses and mirrors, which are actually made of glasses and quartz, in that case, you can use water-based media. So mostly deionized water is used for preparing MR fluid for polishing lenses and mirrors, because this deionized water, it makes a chemical reaction with the surface of the glasses or quartz and make a soft layer over the surface of these glasses or mirrors, and which can be easily removed by the hard abrasive particles. Okay, now Another media which is there, one is I told this water-based media, another one is the oil-based media. So these are called actually mineral oils. So these mineral oils are like paraffin oil or silicon oil, any kind of oil you can use. Mineral means paraffin oil or silicon oil you can use. Okay, so in oil-based media mostly used for polishing of metals. Okay, so here your experimental setup, many parts of your experimental setup are made of this mild steel. So in that case, if you are using water-based media, that what happens actually, so it may corrode the mild steel components there in that equipment. So that's why water-based media is not used for polishing of metals. Mostly oil-based media is used. Okay. Now, how this MR polishing fluid works? If you see there, actually there is a magnetic field is there. So this is the north pole and this is the south pole of the magnet. Okay. So when you are applying magnetic field, then what happens? Magnetic lines of forces forms in between the south to north pole. So like this, actually these magnetic lines of forces are actually formed. Okay. So now after application of this magnetic field, what happens? These iron particles, ferromagnetic carbon and iron particles. Okay, so they are actually magnetized and they form dipole moment. So because of this dipole moment, opposite poles actually comes close together. Okay, and then they form this kind of chains, iron particles chains. So these kind of chains are formed and abrasive particles are held in between these chains. So in between these chains, actually abrasive particles are held. Now in this finishing zone where you are applying magnetic field is because of these ferromagnetic iron particles which are forming chains, this total fluid here in this zone, it becomes like a solid like behavior. They makes a solid like behavior. Okay. So in other zone where you are not applying any magnetic field, so in that zone, these iron particles and abrasive particles, they are homogeneously distributed. Okay, and randomly distributed, homogeneously distributed there. Okay, so they don't have these iron particles, they are not forming chain. But at this, when they are entering into this actually finishing zone where you have applied magnetic field, then these kind of chains are actually formed. Okay, so now for flowing of this fluid through this cylinder, you need to apply certain pressure gradient. Okay, so you have to need to apply certain pressure gradient. Okay, so for flowing this fluid, you have to break the chains. Unless you break the chains, you cannot flow the media. Okay, so when the chains breaks, then only media flows through this finishing zone. And this kind of, now in MRFF process, actually this kind of reciprocating motion is given. So because of that, actually whatever these abrasive particles which are taking part into the material wall, they are called actually active abrasive particles. So these active abrasive particles are touching to the workpiece surface, and these chains actually give bonding strength to the active abrasive particles, and then it will remove the surface undulations from the workpiece surface. So these chain structure are giving bonding strength to the abrasive particles. Like in metal cutting operation, for cutting to takes place, actually this cutting tool has to be fixed over the tool post. So if it is not fixed properly, then what will happen? This tool will vibrate, or it may move into the backward direction. So, so for cutting to take place, there should be a normal force and there should be a shear force. So these chain structures give bonding strength to these abrasive particles so that they can indent into the workpiece surface, and as well as they can shear from the workpiece surface. So in this zone, this fluid behaves like a Newtonian, non-Newtonian fluid. When it is exiting from the finishing zone, at this zone, it behaves like a Newtonian fluid. So in this zone and in this zone, it behaves like a Newtonian fluid, and in this zone, it behaves like a non-Newtonian fluid. So now we can see here they are earlier designed. Center for Optics Manufacturing. So it started by actually Kordonovsky. Okay, so he is from Belarus. He started his work from Belarus itself. Okay, so is there any questions? Okay. Okay. So he's. So you can see here they are earlier design here. So you can also develop this kind of setup. There is a shaft is there, and there is a disc is there. So this disc, 1/4 of the disc, it is visible over here. So this disc actually it is rotating in the anti-clockwise direction about this shaft. Okay. Now here there is a slot is there. There is a channel is there. Inside this channel, MR fluid actually it is flowing inside this channel over the disc. Okay. Now there is a workpiece holder is there. Because of this workpiece holder, so at the end of this workpiece holder, there is a workpiece. So there is a convex shape workpiece is there. It is a mirror, lens, convection mirror or lens at the end of this workpiece. Okay. Now, uh, this workpiece holder also it is rotating into the clockwise direction. Okay. So there is a planetary motion kind of thing is there. Now there is a two poles are there. This is north pole and this is the south pole. When you are applying the magnetic field, okay, so this MR fluid will become very stiff at this zone because of this magnetic field applied here. Okay, so now this workpiece holder it rotates the workpiece and as well as there is a dwelling motion is there. Dwelling motion is required because so suppose at this point it is it is rotating at this point at a certain angle and it will fix over there for a certain time so that whatever this finishing spot is generated. So you can see here this fluid is moving through this channel in the in this direction in the right hand side from left to right it is moving. Now this workpiece is actually it is moved a little bit into the polishing media and in this zone magnetic field is applied here. Okay, so because magnetic field is applied over there, so this fluid become very stiff over there. Now this this MR fluid it mixed with these surface particles. So what happens? This MR fluid it because of it is a fluid, it takes the shape of the workpiece. It makes a compliant lap over the surface of the workpiece you want to finish, and because of the shearing action in between this fluid and the workpiece, that is a finishing takes place. Whatever the surface undulations are there, it is removed from the workpiece surface in this zone. Okay. Now, at this point, there is a dwelling motion is there. Then it will this angle little bit it will change, and then another place there will be a spot will be generated, and as well as this workpiece holder is rotated. So entire surface in that case, entire surface of the workpiece can be polished. Okay. So there another design is that actually is the final design. Okay. So it consists of a actually disc. So there is a disc is there. Okay. So you can see this one. There is a part of a sphere. This top surface of this disc is a part of a sphere here. So there is a delivery nozzle is there and there is a suction nozzle is there. Okay. So through this delivery nozzle, MR fluid is actually delivered over the disc, and because of the suction nozzle, MR fluid actually it is received at this suction nozzle, and it is coming to the pump here. So it is generally it is a peristaltic pump because lots of solid particles are there. Okay. So from there itself it comes to the MR fluid conditioner. Okay. So in this conditioner here, this viscosity, yield stress of this fluid and temperature of the fluid also it is maintained. So if it changes, then immediately whatever this constituent are there in this fluid, it actually replenished, and this fluid it maintains the same viscosity and yield stress, so that we can get a same fluid for polishing of the single workpieces. Okay. Now here through this delivery nozzle, on this actually disc, you are delivering actually this MR fluid over there. So when it is delivered over there, so it makes a nozzle over there. So this orange color it makes a ribbon. So it makes a small kind of ribbon. You can see here that a small kind of ribbon is generated. Now there are electromagnet core material is there. So this is the north pole and this is the south pole of this electromagnetic core material. This core material is made in such a way that actually magnetic field is generated over this. So where this finishing zone is there, in this finishing zone only this magnetic field is generated, and this workpiece with the workpiece holder over there, so it is kept near to the MR fluid ribbon. So it is kept inside the MR fluid ribbon. It is placed into the MR fluid ribbon, and it is rotated about this axis, and as well as this kind of dwelling motion is there. So suppose at certain time it is fixed at this point, but although it is rotating, after some time it will move little bit, and then it will stay there for a certain time. It will polish like that. Whatever this polishing spot is generated, this polishing spot, okay, so this is the polishing spot in between this MR fluid and the workpiece. Okay, so this polishing spot actually moves over the surface of the workpiece because of this dwelling motion, and entire surface of the workpiece can be polished. So it is nothing but actually there is a shearing action of this MR polishing fluid over the surface of the workpiece. Okay, so magnetic field, you can see here, it is perpendicular to the fluid here, and MR fluid, it is moving from right to left hand direction. So okay, so like this entire surface of the workpiece actually polished. So this Preston equation, it is used for calculating material mole rate in case of this material MR means magnetoroidal finishing process. So this P is the pressure, applied pressure, and you use the relative movement between the polishing media and the workpiece. Okay, so and K actually take care of all the uncertainties, all the other parameters which are not taken care of. Okay. Now, so this magnetoroidal finishing process is the main process for polishing glasses and lenses, and it is mostly used in defense industries. But it is limited to for the flat, convex, concave surfaces, and it is limited to for external surfaces only. But for polishing of this internal surface, complex freeform surfaces, it is very difficult. Although in this process you can get angstrom level surface finish, which is very rare in other processes. So here they are using smart polishing fluid, okay, smart polishing media. So this smart polishing media can be utilized in AFM process, okay. So because in abrasive flow finishing process, their problem is that actually this rheological property of this media cannot be changed externally, but this rheological property of this MR polishing media can be changed externally. So we can use this MR polishing fluid into the AFM setup, and you can develop a new process which is called actually magnetoroidal abrasive flow finishing process. So MRFF is a process, magnetoroidal abrasive flow finishing, because it is using MR polishing fluid in a abrasive flow finishing experimental setup. So it is a combination of this MRF process and AFM process. So this is the experimental setup of MRFF process. So before that, one prototype machine we have developed. Okay, so just for a second. So one prototype setup we have developed in our lab. Here, two stepper motors are used for XY movement of this table. One manual lab jack is used for Z-axis movement of this table. And this is the workpiece fixture where we fix flat workpieces there. And this is the MR polishing tool basically. However, that disc I have shown earlier, so that disc actually we have tried to make here using a Perspex material, and here actually instead of electromagnet we are using permanent magnet because this permanent electromagnet for generating 0.5 Tesla magnetic field, whatever this this coil is there, actually it becomes very heavy. Because their core material, we could not find a very good core material. Now we got. So what they are using actually, pure iron. Okay, so pure iron means very less percentage of iron you need, less percentage of carbon you need actually for this kind of high permeability core material. But that time actually we could not find that. So that's why we have used permanent magnet here. So this permanent magnet also, it serves the similar purpose, but here we cannot change the magnetic field here. So what we did actually, NdFeB, neodymium iron boron, this permanent magnet, rare earth permanent magnet, we have the cylindrical type permanent magnet we have purchased from China. We fixed it here. This is the shaft, brass shaft here. It is rotating about this two bearings here. Okay, so now this shaft is actually, it is rotating by a chain drive using a BLDC motor. Okay, so there is a potentiometer is there which controls the BLDC motor, and this is the SNPSC bar here. Now this gap between this polishing media, this MR fluid ribbon and the workpiece surface, it is maintained by this kind of manual lab jack. So this is the prototype machine we have used here in our developed in our lab. Okay, so this is the experimental setup for magnetorheological abrasive flow finishing MRFF experimental setup here. Okay, so in this setup you can see here there is a hydraulic unit is there. Now we have developed this experimental setup. This hydraulic unit we have purchased from outside vendor. So it has actually 0 to 100 bar pressure it can generate. Okay, so there is a direction control valve which is controlled by a limit switch here. So one limit switch is fixed here, another limit switch is fixed over here. Now here this is the lower polishing media cylinder. This is the top polishing media cylinder. In this cylinder, one piston is there, and in the lower polishing media cylinder there is another piston is there. Now this is the hydraulic cylinder here. In this hydraulic cylinder, one piston is there. So this hydraulic cylinder piston and bottom media polishing media cylinder, they are connected by a connecting rod. Now here also there is a cylinder piston is there. This piston and this piston, they are connected by a connecting rod. Now using this hydraulic unit and this direction control valve and this limit switch, we can give actually this kind of reciprocating motion. And when we are giving this kind of reciprocating motion of this fluid, initially this polishing media is filled up in this cylinder. It moves through the fixture and comes to the top media cylinder. In the next step, next cycle, polishing media releases from the top media cylinder and it passes through this actually fixture over there, and it comes back to the bottom media cylinder. Now we have applied magnetic field in this zone, in the finishing zone over there. Okay, so because of this application of magnetic field, in this zone only actually the polishing media will become very stiff, and this kind of chains will be generated over there. Okay, now so this solid polishing media will remove the surface undulations from the workpiece surface in this zone. Okay, so like that actually we can develop this kind of custom made setup. We have also developed in our lab this experimental setup, this custom made experimental setup. You will not with material everything actually I gave 1 lakh rupees for this setup. I shall show in the next later we shall show that actually our experimental setup how we have developed. Okay, so this setup. Hello. हाँ 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 लेके आओ फिर इधर ऑफिस में लेके आओ। हम्म। Okay, so you can see here actually this experimental setup here. So this is the hydraulic unit here, and this is the actually DC power supply, and we are using actually DC power supply for giving power to the electromagnet here. Okay, so because actually if you are using AC current, in that case actually power sometimes it will be positive, sometimes it will be negative, and then there will be huge fluctuations here in this electromagnet. So it will heat up, and after some time actually it will damage the layer over the this copper wire, that is a layer is there. So because of that actually it does not melt, and then there is not short circuit. Okay, so it will heat up and then it will not perform well. So that's why we are using actually this DC power supply. Still this electromagnet coil actually heat ups, and because there is eddy current is generated. So this insulating layer over the copper wire actually is the main problem. So because of that actually it has a rating. So it may be 100 degrees centigrade, 120 degrees centigrade, like that it can work. Okay, so we are using this DC power supply around 5 ampere current we are giving. So almost 0.5 to 0.6 Tesla we can get from there, from this actually electromagnet. But these coils are actually very heavy, and also this core materials is the more important thing here. This core material initially we have used cold rolled anneal steel. Okay, so these cold rolled anneal steel, these are actually not too much good. It was not their relative permeability is not good. So later actually we found that actually this low carbon steel, any kind of low carbon steel, it will perform best, perform better for this kind of actually setup. Okay. So with that, now this is the workpiece fixture. Different workpiece fixtures actually we are using here. This kind of actually stainless steel workpieces, silicon carbide workpieces, and this is the workpiece fixture like this, and there is an entry device and exit device is there. Okay, so this kind of flat workpieces which are actually fixed at the internal surface of this fixture, and through this actually fluid emerald fluid enters, and through this emerald fluid exits from the finishing zone. And this kind of silicon carbide workpieces are also fixed at the internal surface of this workpiece fixture over there. Okay. So now you can see here, this is the electromagnet we have designed here. Okay, so this electromagnet is called H-type electromagnet here. It has a rectangular cross section over here, and this one is the cylindrical cross section over there. So it works as a core material here. So it is a core material. In front of this only actually we fix our workpiece vertically perpendicular to that. Okay, and this gap actually it is maintained in such way that in gap between these two core material is 30 millimeter. Okay, so gap between these two core material, it is 30 millimeter over there. Okay, so this is the coil. So now this coil, over this coil actually there is a cooling channel is there. Cooling pipe is given because this coil actually heat ups, and so to remove the heat, some of the heat actually this kind of copper coil is actually used. Huh. Sorry for interruption, just 2 minutes from there.
करने में अभी तो नेट बहुत आपका अगर आज प्रोसेस हो गया
I shall just take 2 more minutes. I shall come back. Sorry for the interruption. Actually, there is some. Professor Pandey, it is visible now.
Yes, sir.
yes sir
Sorry for the interruption.
Yes, sir.
Actually, this is the electromagnet what we are using here. There is a core material is there, and this is the coil here. So it is called actually S-type electromagnet. So instead of using this cold roll anneal steel, you can use low carbon steel. And this coil actually you can see here in outside there is a cooling channel is there. It is a copper channel. So which is kept, and chilled water is flowing over the copper coil, so that actually this whatever heat is actually generated, so that can be removed. So this electromagnet you can use for 1 to 1.5 hours, so it can work perfectly without any damage in the insulation of the copper wire. Now these are the different components which can be polished by this MRFR process. Okay, so first one is femoral knee implant turbine blades, second one, and third one is the freeform optics here. Now ankle implants, freeform optics. So these are the different components which can be polished by magnetorheological finishing very, very efficiently. So we are doing here in our lab this femoral knee implant actually already polished. Some miniature gears already we have polished. Turbine blades we did not try, and some other components actually space related components we have tried here in our lab. Okay, so this MR fluid actually, if you want to generate indigenously, so there are three actually phases are there. One is the continuous phase, which is the base material here, and second one is the second part is the actually this magnetic disperse phase, and third one is the abrasive particles here. Okay, so this continuous phase, as already I have told, actually it consists of actually water base or oil based media. Okay, so now this media, this base media, it is mixed with these iron particles, ferromagnetic iron particles, which are actually in the micron size. Its sizes depends on your actual requirement. Okay, if you need higher magnetic field, so you have to use that bigger size iron particles. So these iron particles actually it is mostly we are using actually carbonate iron particles, FeCO5. These carbonate iron particles it is supplied to us by BASF. BASF is the company in Germany who actually chemical company, very famous chemical company. They also prepare these carbonate iron particles. They prepare, okay, and they actually gave free of cost to us. And then this density of this iron particles is 7.81 gram per centimeter cube. So it is its density is around 7 to 8 times higher than this water-based media or oil or base media of oil. So there is a sedimentation problem into that actually container where we are mixing that media. So to reduce the sedimentation problem, we have to use a thickening agent. So this thickening agent you can use epithet grease or any other thing you can use. Okay, either you can and then actually if you mix this grease along with this actually media, base media there, then this base media will become little bit thicker, and then these magnetic particles will get less chance to actually deposit at the bottom. So so that's why actually you can reduce that kind of problem. So another problem is actually agglomeration of these iron particles. So when you are applying magnetic field, these iron particles will form chains. So in agglomeration problem, what happens if you remove the magnetic field? So these iron particles, it is there is a remnant magnetization which is present into that iron particles. Because of this remnant magnetization, they are actually a little bit magnetized, although you remove the magnetic field. So what happens? These iron particles will come closer together and they will make a bigger size particles. So these bigger size particles in between these abrasive particles will be fixed. Okay, so these bigger size abrasive particles, iron particles, it will make, instead of this finishing, they will remove the bigger size debris bigger size chips from the workpiece surface. So instead of doing polishing, they will do the machining action. So that we don't need. हो नहीं रहा उनका तुम आईकर देख लेना देख लिया ना. So that's why actually some kinds of additives are actually used. These additives are like oleic acid or so these additives are oleic acid or glycerol you can use here. So these additives actually they are called actually surfactants. When you mix these surfactants along with this base media, they make a small layer over the surface of these magnetic particles. So because of the small layer which is generated over the entire surface of the iron particles, so these magnetic particles cannot come close together. Okay, so in that case actually you can reduce or avoid the agglomeration problem. But if you use more volume percent of these additives, what happens? Because of this bigger layer or bigger thickness, higher thickness of this layer surfactants, so this magnetic field actually will be reduced. So they will be less magnetized in that case. Now, after mixing all these things, and then if you mix these abrasive particles, then it will become, this MR fluid will become magnetorheological polishing fluid. Okay. So now coming to this media, you can see here actually this kind of thick media which is generated when you are using MR polishing fluid. Okay. Now, other than these carbon iron particles, other options of this iron ferromagnetic particles are manganese zinc ferrite and nickel zinc ferrite. So these are the other options. So this CIP, it has a unique property. So it is 99.99% pure, and mostly it is 30 to 50%. It is by volume it is used inside MR polishing media, and they are size 10 to 30 micron in the range. Okay, and then they have actually, you can see here hysteresis low. That is a equipment which is called here this device actually, you can see here this there is an image curve, magnetization and magnetic field curve. Okay, so you can see here this in hysteresis loop. You can see here actually this remnant magnetization here, you can see it is exerted here. This remnant magnetization is very, very less here. So in case of this MR fluid, what you have to do, around 2 to 4 to 5 ml of this MR fluid you have to keep inside a chamber. You have to keep inside a small plastic chamber, and then you have to magnetize. Okay. And then actually you can see here this remnant magnetization is less. So this means actually when remnant magnetization is less, in that case what happens, if you demagnetize, then immediately these iron particles also demagnetize. So less amount of magnetization will be there. So agglomeration can be avoided. So this normal MR fluid you can see here, this is magnetological polishing fluid, which is 20% by volume of CS grade CIP particles, iron particles, 20% by volume silicon carbide abrasive particles of 1500 Met size. Okay, so they are actually this kind of nomenclature we have used. This one actually we shall discuss later. Now this MR fluid, we have to have actually rheological properties, because if you consider this Newtonian fluid, so this shear stress and shear rate plot, there will be a straight line here starting from the origin of starting from this origin of this curve. Okay, for non-Newtonian fluid actually there is a yield stress is there. So non-Newtonian fluid like MR fluid, there is a yield stress is there, and there is a plastic viscosity is there. This means it does not start from the origin. So when you apply pressure or pressure gradient is more than yield stress of this fluid, then only this fluid will flow. After flowing this fluid, there will be a plastic viscosity will be there. So the slope of this curve, okay, so when your applied pressure is greater than this yield stress of this fluid, then only this fluid will flow. After flowing actually the slope of this curve, it is called actually plastic viscosity. So this is the equation of this actually Bingham plastic equation. Tau equal to tau y is the yield stress, tau y is the tau is the shear stress, tau y is the yield stress of this fluid, which is inherent of this fluid, and eta is the viscosity, and gamma dot is the shear rate. Now another fluid which also can be represented by this MR fluid, that is tau, that is called actually Herschel-Butler fluid. Tau equal to tau y yield stress plus consistency index K and power law index. So this is n here. So this n value, if it is 1, then it will become Bingham plastic. If n value is greater than 1, then it will be shear thickening. N value is less than 1, then it will become shear thinning fluid. Okay. So these are the three different fluids. So now for measuring the yield stress and viscosity, you can see here the yield stress and viscosity to measure. There are capillary rheometer is there. Through this capillary, actually MR fluid is forced to flow. So this capillary diameter, it is around 2 millimeter diameter. We have passed this actually MR fluid through this capillary when we have applied this magnetic field here. So magnetic field direction, in this direction magnetic field, and flow direction is in this direction, fluid is flowing. Okay, so it is perpendicular to each other. And now what we did actually, so you can see here, this is the equations here. So shear stress at the wall, and this is the shear rate. So this is the shear rate here. Okay, so the shear rate, this R is the radius of this capillary here, and Q dot is the volumetric flow rate. Now eta PL is the plastic viscosity, and shear stress at the wall, which can be calculated depending on the pressure gradient. And at the wall, it is the radius, and L is the length of this capillary where we have applied the magnetic field. So L by D ratio, L is the length of the capillary, D is the diameter of this capillary. L by D ratio, it should be more than 40. Okay. The psi is the actual yield stress. So yield stress and this plastic viscosity that are unknown, that can be measured from the capillary rheometer, that experiment. Okay, so at different pressure actually we have to measure what is the volumetric flow rate. From there itself, if you plot here, actually you can get this value of the psi and eta PL here you can get. Okay. So what we did initially, this is the capillary rheometer here, and this is the core material of this electromagnet, and from here actually through a compressed air, this MR fluid is tried to flow, but it did not work. Then what we did, this MR polishing media or polishing MR experimental setup, MRFF experimental setup itself actually it is used for using this capillary rheometer. So this is the top media cylinder which is filled up with MR fluid. So at the bottom there is a capillary which is attached, and now this magnetic through this actually electromagnet, magnetic field is applied there, and this piston actually forced to flow this media through this capillary, and at the bottom actually we placed one container. So that container actually it collects the MR fluid here when there is a steady state is reached. Okay, so this container you can see here, this container it collects the MR fluid. When that steady state of this reached, then actually it collects the MR fluid and From there itself, actually, we can calculate the volumetric flow rate. Now, putting all these values into this equation here, okay, so you can calculate the values of this plastic viscosity and the shear stress over there in this graph. Later, actually, we got one more rheometer, which is actually Anton Par NCR 301 rheometer. It has a MRT device, magnetogeological device here. Okay. So in this rheometer, you can see there is a tool master is there. So this tool master, it is attached to this here. And now in the bottom plate, there are two plates. The top plate is the tool master. Bottom plate is this is the MRT device. So it is sandblasted measuring plate. So it is called actually parallel plate rheometer. So this is the top plate and this is the bottom plate. In between these two plates, actually MR fluid is kept. And this is the 20 millimeter diameter. This and thickness is actually 1 millimeter. And that is the MRT device, magnetogeological device, where actually electromagnet is there. So using this MRT device, magnetic field is applied here, perpendicular to this MR fluid. Now this is the tool master which is attached to here. So it rotates with a certain RPM. So RPM of this tool master is proportional to the shear rate. Now, when you are applying magnetic field, so there is a resisting torque will be there, which can be measured by this tool master itself actually. So this resisting torque is proportional to the shear stress. Now the shear stress and shear rate values, if you plot here, so this kind of at the different shear rate actually if you plot, this is the actually different points you will get. So these points actually you can fit using different curves. So there are different curves are there. So if you fit, so these are the three different curves we have used: Bingham plastic, Herschel, Buckle, and Casson. So using these three different equations, actually we have calculated the yield stress and viscosity of this fluid. Okay, so like this, actually you can measure. Now you can see here actually this viscosity of this MR fluid, it is reducing. So this viscosity of this MR fluid, it is reducing with the shear rate. So here this MR fluid here, MR polyethylene fluid, it is a shear thinning fluid. Okay. So as viscosity with shear rate reduces, it is a non-Newtonian fluid, but it is a shear thinning fluid. So here you can see this is CIP particles and abrasive particles, which are randomly homogeneously distributed without application of any magnetic field. Now, when you have applied magnetic field, what happens? The CIP, these are forming chains, and abrasive particles are held in between these chains. Now, it will not allow to break. Okay, so this magnetic field we have applied along this direction. Okay, so now when you are applied certain amount of shear rate here, so this chain structure actually breaks. This chain structure breaks, and when you have when you use a higher shear rate, then this chains initially it bend, but after that actually it breaks and it does not get time to realign again. So permanently there is a chain structure breakage is there, then only actually MR fluid will flow. Okay, so that's why this MR fluid, it is called actually shear thinning fluid. We can do lots of experiments with this MRFP process. External parameter which you can change from outside is the extrusion pressure from the hydraulic unit, finishing cycle, and magnetic field you can apply. Okay, same MR fluid can be used for polishing different kinds of workpieces. You don't need to change the MR fluid. So here what you do, you have to change the magnetic field only. By changing the magnetic field, by changing this magnetic field, what will happen? By changing the current to the electromagnet, more magnetic field can be generated over there. So these are the different parameters for fluid, basically abrasive concentration, abrasive mesh size, CIP concentration, volume concentration. And so these are the different parameters you can do. Now experiments can be conducted on this kind of stainless steel workpieces over there. Okay, stainless steel workpieces, and at a different magnetic field actually we have done the experiment. So this is the initial surface roughness of the workpiece, and this is the final surface roughness of the workpiece at different magnetic fields. Now we can see here at zero magnetic field, there is no finishing, because this MR fluid, the CIP particles cannot take part into the metal removal. And I shall show here that actually you can see here So when you are applying zero magnetic field here, these abrasive particles, they are not bonded by these iron particles. So whenever these abrasive particles comes to in front of a roughness peaks, actually it rotates basically, and it rotates over the roughness peaks, so without cutting. Now at higher magnetic field, these CRP particles are bonded together. So abrasive particles are held in between this strong bonding force of the CRP particles. Whenever it comes in front of this actually roughness peaks, it removes the surface peaks, removes the surface peaks from the workpiece surface, and this small amount of chips are generated. So you can see here with increasing magnetic field, this change in surface roughness also increases. Okay, so initially this is the grinded workpiece. Now these are the these lines are actually peak lines or valleys. So initially this in between two valleys, actually this distance is more. So now this distance becomes more in case of actually higher magnetic field. Okay, so like with pressure extrusion pressure also we have done experiments. So these are now one thing actually I want to mention here. This MR fluid, there are two zones are there. One is the plug flow region and another one is the shear flow region or yielded region. In both the regions, actually you can see here in both the region, in plug flow region, actually this MR fluid does not yield. Okay. Now in shear flow region, actually this MR fluid, this chain structure actually breaks. Because if you see this normal Newtonian fluid, this fluid fluid flow profile, actually it is a parabolic profile is there. But when you are actually using this kind of non-Newtonian fluid, there are two zones are there. So in the plug flow region, actually velocity gradient with respect to actually radial direction del Vz del R, here it is 0 here. So in this case, actually this fluid chain structure does not break here, as the shear stress is maximum at the wall and minimum at the center line. Okay, so as the shear stress is maximum at the wall, minimum at the center line, so chain structure breaks at the wall itself actually. So so that's why actually this kind of profile is generated when you will see that when you are simulating this MR polishing fluid. Okay, so now with finishing cycle also number of experiments are done. Now after that, what we did actually, we found that actually in front of these two poles where this magnetic field is maximum, if you are polishing cylinder, so here actually here surface finish is more. But at this zone, in the opposite to that, perpendicular to that, actually this zone, where magnetic field is lesser than this one, actually you will see that actually non-uniform finishing over the surface of the workpiece. So that we thought of this, if we can rotate this magnetic field, if we can rotate this magnetic field around this actual cylinder, so in that case there may be chances of getting more better finishing. So that's why actually what we did. So this is the cylinder where we want to polish the cylinder, internal surface of the cylinder. Now these magnets are actually permanent magnets are kept like this in a magnet fixture. So you can see here this is the magnet fixture where magnets are actually permanent magnets are actually attached there. This magnet fixture actually it is rotated with a certain RPM. If it rotates, then whatever is the MR particles also it will rotate inside that cylinder. It will also rotate, and as the abrasive particles are actually mixed, it will do the surface undulations on the workpiece surface. So it is rotated by a AC motor. So you can see here. So this is the exploded view of the finishing zone, workpiece fixture and a magnet fixture. So many components are here. You can see here actually this NDFEB, these permanent magnets which are actually attached over there. Here this is the workpiece, cylindrical workpiece. Now this magnet fixture actually it is attached to a pulley. It is placed over a pulley, and this pulley is actually rotated using a belt drive. Okay. So now using this AC motor, actually using this belt drive, this total fixture actually it is rotated. Now there is a variable frequency drive. Using this variable frequency drive, I can change the RPM of this magnet. So I can change the RPM of this magnet. So using this hydraulic unit, we can give this kind of reciprocating motion of this media, and using this circular motion of this fixture, we can rotate this also media. So we can give actually the two types of motion. So this kind of reciprocating motion, and also we can give this kind of circulating motion also. Okay. So like this actually it works. So this is the setup, experimental setup we have developed here in our lab. So here we have tried to automate this total process here. So here you can see this is the AC motor here, this is the magnet fixture here, this is the belt drive here, this is the hydraulic unit over here. Okay. So this is the control unit of this hydraulic unit, controller of this hydraulic unit. Okay. And now this is the steader. So using this actually we mix our MR polishing fluid, we mix over here. Okay. Now other than this one, okay. Huh? Just 1 minute. Okay, sorry for the interruption.
No problem, sir.
So experimental setup you can see here we have developed. So this is the controller of this hydraulic unit. Okay. So there are other processes also there. So you can see here the other than this complicated process, you can use one drill bit also in drilling machine. This is this kind of chamber you can make. From this chamber, this bottom chamber actually you can fill up this polymeric media or MR fluid, and then you can rotate this drill bit, twist drill. When you are moving this media from here to here, then you have to clockwise, you have to rotate, and then when you are moving this media from top to the bottom, then you have to rotate this one anti-clockwise. Okay, so you have to means design your actually drill bit rotation so that sometimes it will go in the upward, it will rotate in the clockwise direction, and sometimes it will rotate in the anti-clockwise direction. And while moving this media, so in between this drill bit and this workpiece, while it is passing, this abrasive particles will remove the surface undulations. Other than this one, actually, there is a centrifugal rod is also there. This setup actually it is developed at IIT Roorkee. Okay, so there is a centrifugal rod which is rotated inside this workpiece fixture. Because of the rotation of this rod, this MR fluid, their AFM media also rotates, and it will remove the surface undulations. Another setup is there which is developed at IIT Chennai. So this is the workpiece holder. On this workpiece holder, these are the different small workpieces are actually flat workpieces which are fixed. It is filled with actually MR fluid. There is a spring loaded shaft is there. Using the spring loaded shaft, so what they do actually, this MR fluid is moving top and bottom, and outside actually they have applied this magnetic field, and also this workpiece shaft also, it also rotates inside this fluid. Now another setup is there. Actually there is a robotic arm is there. This robotic arm which moves over the bent tube, and any kind of bent tube actually can be polished. So here they are using magnetic abrasive finishing process. Okay, so here we have shown how this rotation helps in RMR process, how it helps. In RMFP process, because of this reciprocating motion as well as this rotating motion, what happens actually, this MR fluid will move in a helical path. But in normal MRFA process, where only this reciprocating motion is there, this MR fluid will move in a straight line path. As here, MR fluid is this abrasive particles are moving in a helical path, so it takes more area. So more area of the workpiece surface will be polished. Okay. So here, because of this rotational speed of this MR fluid, there is a centrifugal force will be added there. Instead of this magnetic force, radial force, one centrifugal force will be added, and also one Coriolis force also will be added. Okay, so this magnetic force, radial force, and centrifugal force will help in indenting the abrasive particles into the workpiece surface. Now, this axial force and Coriolis force helps in actually removing surface undulations from the workpiece surface. Now, there are different configurations of the magnet. You can see here we have taken photograph of the chain, iron particles chains. Here we have taken photograph. Okay, so this is the actual chains for when we are using north south and this north south. But in this case, you can see here north south, so that entire MR fluid actually it is surrounded inside the workpiece fixture. Now here only two magnets are used, north and south. Only two magnets are used. So this CFP chains, you can see here, it is passing through the center of the cylinder also. So using this one, actually we obtained actually very good surface finish. Now after that, actually we did finishing of this flat workpieces after rotation and as well as reciprocation. So three different workpieces we have taken: brass, stainless steel, ENA. And brass is a soft material. We got very good surface finish for brass. After that, stainless steel. But for ENA, as it is a magnetic material, we have found that when you are using ENA workpiece over there at the internal surface of the workpiece, and outside it is the magnet, permanent magnet here. So this ENA workpiece also, it is magnetized. As it is magnetized, MR fluid also stick to the surface of this ENA workpiece. So for finishing to take place, actually there is a relative movement of this media with the workpiece is required. So here, as every time there is a MR fluid which is actually touching to the workpiece surface, there is no relative movement. So there is a lesser surface finish we have achieved for this kind of ENA workpieces. Now we can see here actually for stainless steel workpiece here. So this is the pre-grinded workpiece of stainless steel workpiece. Now this is the grinding marks which are still there. In between these valleys, actually there is a flat portion which is polished there. Now this kind of marks which is actually MRFF lay. Now when we are going for this actually the RMRFF process, this kind of process patterns are actually generated. For brass workpiece also you can see this kind of process pattern which is generated. So this process pattern it helps in oil retention in case of actually it helps in oil retention in case of actually if you are polishing cylinder. In case of for polishing cylinder, it helps in actual oil retention and reduction of friction. So these are the process patterns, and we have found actually around 50 nanometer surface finish on the workpiece surface. From 240 nanometer to we got actually 50 nanometer on brass workpiece. So these are the actually AFM image grinding marks here. So this is MRFF process, RMF process, that is process pattern. With higher RPM at 67 RPM, we got a very good surface finish here. Now coming to this surface roughness profile. So this is the initial surface roughness, which is very 260 nanometer here. So not smooth here, but for stainless steel it is almost finished. But for brass workpiece it is almost flat here. So this is the bearing area curve. So initial bearing area curve when two surfaces are meeting together with a high relative movement. So in that case, actually bearing area curve is very much important. So initial bearing area curve, there is a higher slope is there, but final bearing area curve, you can see the slope is almost reduced. Now it has become almost flat here. After that, we have done RMF of cylindrical workpiece. So you can see here at the internal surface of the cylinder of stainless steel workpieces, which is very hard. So these stainless steel workpieces are also polished by this RMFF process. So it is almost mid-or finish here. Okay. So some of the results we are showing here. So this is the atomic force microscope image. So this kind of sinusoidal, almost sinusoidal profile which is generated because of this internal surface of the cylinder, which is made by boring operation in lathe machine. So these are the basically these are actually generatrix marks are there. So around 330 nanometer surface finish is generated, and then after finishing you can see here actually almost flat surface is generated, which is around 16 nanometer, and also this kind of process patterns also generated. Okay, so outer roundness also very much important. In outer roundness you can see when it is touching to the internal surface of this cylinder. Okay, so although in naked eye it is showing that actually it is almost circular, but it is not circular. So you can see here this is the undulations here at the internal surface. So this is the circumscribed circle and this is the inscribed circle. In between the circumscribed and inscribed circle, this distance it is called actually outer roundness here. So after doing MRFR process, RMRFR process, we found that outer roundness, which is initially it is 5.17, it is reduced to 3.39 micron. Now we have designed actually our experimental setup for polishing of femoral knee implant. For that, actually initially this kind of the tool, we have developed one novel polishing tool. Okay, so this final design of this tool actually I am going to show here now. So this is the final design of this tool. So here this is at the center, it is a cylindrical permanent magnet. Again we have used actually this NDFEP permanent magnet of 15 millimeter diameter, and outside there is a mu metal is there. So mu metal, many of you might have heard this mu metal. It is used in space industries for actually this magnetic shielding. So this means whatever magnetic field which is actually losing from at the end, it can be shielded if you use actually if you just put it inside a mu metal here. So this mu metal actually it will help to avoid any loss of this magnetic field. It will concentrate into at this end. Okay, so if you put this kind of, if you make this kind of spherical shape at the end, and this kind of cylindrical permanent magnet if you put at the inside, okay, so you can see here this kind of contour plot of magnetic field contour plot are actually generated, so which is almost spherical. So we need actually spherical shape. We need this kind of actually spherical shape of this actually. So we need actually this kind of spherical shape of this actually magnetic field, so that if you keep our this MR field over there, it will take a spherical shape, and this portion actually it will touch to the workpiece surface, so we can get a small spot diameter. So with this design, actually novel design, actually we have started our experiments. Okay, so sorry. Okay, so this is the tool. Now this tool actually it is attached to a milling machine head. Okay, so this milling machine head it is attached. Now the CNC machine actually we are using here, it has a XYZ 3 movements are there, and also this tool rotates, and there are actually another fourth axis is there. I shall show later. This fourth axis. So it is attached to this fourth axis also. So you can see here, this is the tool here, and this is our prosthetic implant here. Okay, so which has to be polished, and now this implant which is attached to a shaft over there. So this implant which is attached to a shaft over there, the shaft is actually rotated by a it is rotated by a actually chuck. So like in lathe machine, this kind of chuck actually we have attached. So the shaft is attached to this chuck, and this prosthetic implant, knee implant, which is attached to the this shaft. Now this is the tool, Nobel polishing tool we have developed, and this shaft also it is raised over this kind of stand so that it should not bend. Now, so every time this tool should be actually perpendicular to the surface of this workpiece. Okay, unless it is perpendicular to this workpiece, unless it is perpendicular, so it will not give proper finishing or uniform finishing. So that's why actually what we did, we are rotating. So this RPM of this one actually it is around 5 RPM. Okay. So RPM of this shaft is, it is around 5 RPM. So it is rotating with a so it is rotating with this very small RPM, and it stops or dwell at certain time, and then it will do the polishing using this actually Nobel polishing tool. Okay. So like this actually this total sections, actually there are total 5 sections we have divided. Because the spot diameter we have measured here actually around 30 millimeter. This tool actually when it is touching to the working surface, there are spot diameter is generated on a flat surface. This is around 30 millimeters. So individual these sections it is less than 30 millimeters. So initially it will do the polishing here, then it will rotate, and then polishing tool will come over there. Like this actually total 5 sections it will be polished in one line. Then it will move further here, so certain feed is given, then another line it will be polished, like another line it will be polished, it will be repeated, and after that this section also will be polished. So initially this section will be polished, after that this portion also will be polished, and total portion will be polished by this process. Okay. So like this actually we have found that actually the standard deviation, initial standard deviation of
922.
So initial surface roughness, the standard deviation it is around 34.21, and then final RS standard deviation it is 19.231. So it is reduced here. Now I shall show that actually final polished surface of prosthetic implant here. So here area surface roughness from initially 210 to we got actually 42.21 nanometer. Now this making this new implant actually also it is very difficult, because it has so many complex surfaces are there. Okay. Now we can see here actually this it is made actually 5-axis CNC machine. We have a collaboration with the ISRO. So from ISRO actually we fabricated this one. So it is made using a 5-axis CNC milling machine. Okay. Now we have done actually some VR test also we have done on this actually. For that actually what we did, so there is a this tool which is made of this titanium alloy of same material of this prosthetic implant. So this implant VR test actually we have done using this VR test here. Okay. So and at the bottom actually in between this femoral and tibial part, we have shown that actually there is a polyethylene this plate is there. So so that plate is actually made of ultra high weight molecular polyethylene material. Okay, so this ultra high weight molecular polyethylene we imported that material from USA. So for on pin on disc actually this material is used, and this pin it is polished by MRFF finished, and another one it is polished by hand finished. Okay, so it is polished by hand polished, and then it is polished by actually MRFF polished. And both the cases we have done this VR test. We have found that VR test actually for MRFF polished workpiece actually it is less. Okay. Now after that actually we did actually finishing of these gears. So these are the different gears, small miniature gears which are made. So one is made by brass, another one is made of actually stainless steel. So these are the fixture we have made. Now we have actually patented this one actually we have patented. So these miniature gears which are made of using wire radium machine, because it is diameter is around 18 millimeter. This 18 millimeter diameter. Now it is placed over there. Actually, this fixture it is designed here. Now this workpiece fixture it is placed over there, and the same setup of RMF process. So here this workpiece is there. This miniature gear, it is placed inside that. These are the small holes you can see here. Through this hole, actually MR fluid actually passes through this actually miniature gear, and it will remove the surface undulations from here. So initially in these gears, you can see so many pits are there, pits, bars, all these things. Scratch marks are there, which are actually hinders proper smooth movement of this workpiece. Now you can see here actually how fluid moves. MR fluid moves from these holes. Actually, it moves inside. It passes through this actually gear. Then it is going outside from this gear, from this fixture. So different portions. So different portions of the workpiece. It is polished here. Okay. Okay, so different faces like actually this face, top profile and then involute profile. Okay, so different profiles actually it is polished by this process. So here you can see these are the small bars are there. Okay, so these bars are also actually removed by MRFF process. So these are the small bars. So these bars are actually removed by MRFF process, which is not visible in final workpiece. So these actually workpiece it is polished by MR polishing media. So you can also develop similar kind of setup. So it is very easy to develop, or different types of develop setup also you can develop. You can use your milling machine in your workshop, or drilling machine in your workshop, small drilling or milling machine. You can use. The only thing is that actually you have to develop this MR polishing media, so which is also very cheap. Okay, so you don't need to purchase from BSF Germany. So another company is there in India. They manufacture actually electrolytic iron powder, and so it is also very cheap. So some of the things actually already I have shown. This experimental setup already I have shown for polishing prosthetic implants. This setup also I have shown. This MRFF setup I have shown for prosthetic implant. This is the setup actually for finishing of this MRF finishing. Okay, this setup also I have shown, and this is the setup micro ECM setup we are actually we are working now. Another setup micro EDM setup also we have developed in our lab. This is the plasma polishing setup. Here actually this kind of HRG Zydo. So these Zydos actually it is used for location, for finding out this location and detection change in case of actually satellite. For interplanetary satellite, these are used, and this prism also it is used in ISRO laser Zydo. These gyroscopes are actually used for actually location and also for change in direction of this satellite. And these small gyros which are made of quartz, you know this actually quartz, it is diameter is around actually 20 millimeter. Okay. So it is a very small diameter from a cylinder, actually solid cylinder, quartz cylinder. It is made by a 5-axis CNC milling machine using a vibration assisted 5-axis CNC milling machine. It is generated. Okay. So this plasma system actually used. This plasma experimental setup we have developed. Okay, so in collaboration with the ISRO, so we are also one PhD student is working. Okay, so now I shall stop here. Actually, sorry for interruption. Okay, so now if you have any questions, actually you can ask me.
Thank you so much, sir, for your lecture, for your time that you have given. We have been seeing that you're busy, sir, all the way. Thank you so much for giving your time. Any questions from the participant side?
So whatever experimental setup we have shown here, actually it is very easy to develop. So you can develop your own setup in your actually institute. You have a milling machine, you have a drilling machine is there. So same milling machine and drilling machine also you can use for doing this kind of experiments. Okay.
But the cost escalations are so high, sir. That's
Now cost escalation means what I told you, you have drilling machine and milling machine also there.
Yes,
Same
sir.
milling machine. So what we did actually that is a rotational motion only. Okay. So you don't need to do that actually whatever this MRFF setup is there. You can use your own drilling machine and you can you have to develop that your MR fluid. So that MR fluid it is if you search our paper this combination actually it is already given there. So your old milling machine and drilling machine can be used for this purpose. I have done my PhD actually from IIT Kanpur. I have seen there from HL Lucknow, Hindustan Aeronautics Limited. So in HL Lucknow, actually one actually scientist from there they came. He came for actually MTech here, and they have actually helicopter there, and that helicopter their rotor is there. Their one bearing actually it was damaged, and as these helicopters are actually very old, so they could not could not do any maintenance. And our own actually radial drilling machine was used for actually for repairing that thing using this MR fluid. So same thing what I told actually we can do actually. So every time we don't need to use this hi-fi machines. So small machines also you can do. You can search for this MR polishing fluid now. Many people are using nowadays with their own available setup.
Thank you, sir. Any more questions?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you for your vast information, sir. Thank you so much for sharing your knowledge, sir. One question I had, sir. Sir, what
Okay.
you have shown your MRAF setup, sir, in your with your slides that you developed at your lab. So what would be the approximate cost for that, sir?
That MRFF setup, what we developed actually from many parts we have developed in our workshop, and few parts actually we purchased from purchasing we fabricated from Kolkata. Small vendor actually is there. They have actually a small lathe machine, drilling machine. Okay, so it cost around actually 1 lakh rupees. That time in 2014 we made it. It was around 1 lakh rupees.
Okay,
But that hydraulic unit actually it is costly. It cost around 3 lakhs.
okay, sir. Okay, sir. And sir, you have told that this ISO standards for micro finishing of the standards you have talked about standards.
So this ISO standard is there actually because
Ah.
this knee implant actually how much surface finish you need.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Somebody can tell I need actually micron range. Somebody can tell it is nanometer range.
Yeah, yeah.
What will be the standard actually? So it is in the sub nanometer range.
Okay.
Listen.
What is the
Yes, sir.
standard name, sir? Any idea? Yes, ISO standard.
Right now actually I cannot remember actually it is
Okay.
in our paper, so I forgot
Okay,
the
it's
number.
okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you,
Because
sir.
there is a relative motion is there, so that's why actually we need high surface finish. Like in dental implant also can be polished by this MR polishing fluid, but that dental implant actually you don't need to get that much surface finish because there is no relative movement there. So it can be in the micron range also, so that it will help actually osteointegration.
Okay, sir.
And for muscle development, it is required actually. So if you make very highly polished, then in that case, there is muscle development, all those things will not be good.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much, sir. I'm done, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Suresh ji.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, madam. Please tell.
Thank you, sir, for joining us today. And this was such an informative and interactive session, sir. Thank you.
Thank you for giving me opportunity for your college. So anybody of you, if you want to collaborate, so you can start working, you can send your student. Right now pandemic is there, so that's why that is a problem. Our hostel facility is not there. But in
Yes.
other time, if you have a very good student, so you can send us and he can do our experimental setups are already means it is available. Students are working, but they are leisure time also, so they can also you can get help from our setup also.
Okay, sir.
Thank
Sure, sir. Thank you, sir. Definitely, we will look into the collaboration, sir.
Sir, phone number, sir. Can we share the contact number of yours?
Email ID I am given, so
Email
Manas
ID. Yes,
email
sir.
ID.
We will share the email ID, sir. Then.
Yeah. So it will be available.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much.
Thank you, sir. Manas the sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir.
Now, presently, sir, I joined in NPTEL course, sir.
Yeah.
Advanced machining process, sir. I am a student of you.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you all. We'll be joining tomorrow for the last day for this FDP program. Thank you all for joining us. We will meet tomorrow at 9:30 a.m. Tomorrow there will be only 2 lectures, and there is a validatory section also from 4 to 4:30. So, and there will be a test also. I don't know why they have given the test, but we have to take the test. I still don't know why they have. The Atal people have asked to conduct the test. So it's mandatory for all of us to get the certificate. So 50 questions will be given. We have to get 30 marks. So it's not tough. It's just a simple, easy question, I believe. Easy thing, I believe. Thank you so much for joining.
1 minute, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Sir, for quiz
Sir,
examination.
Madhareddy, sir, please.
Sir, for quiz examination, give 1 or 2 hours, sir. Why? Because we are leave the college from 4 o'clock to reach to home 6 only.
Yes,
Give
sir.
some 2 hours time, sir. Within 2 hours, we can attempt the quiz exam, sir.
So, sir, what do you want us to do?
Actually, once give the link for quiz examination, but they will give half an hour or 1 hour, sir. For generally coordinator, we give 2 hours time, sir. Within 2 hours, we will apply. We will attempt to get.